Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Keys to the Game. Bill, we got a big one coming up. Shebble Central High School.
Championship football.
Championship football.
You're playing
Shelbyville
for a championship or a chance to be a part of a championship.
That's what we
That's all
got.
you
Of
can
course,
ask
we've
of the
got
season.
another game after this one.
And they do too.
And they do too. So we don't know. We've got to do this one. We've got to get this one. So against Lincoln County, we know what we've got to do.
David, we've won 8 straight road games.
Yep.
Lincoln County's won all 3 home games this year. Something's got to give.
Yeah. This is it. This
now,
is for us to break
Lincoln
their
will be
record.
home next week. The following week to Columbia in a big district game.
Right.
We go to Tullahoma the next week.
Right.
So all the marbles, here we go.
Yep, this is it. It comes down to these last 2 weeks, and we've got to get by this one first. And our key to the game is hole number 9, keep Dobbs at bay, and I think you got them. Can we do it?
Good story about what we was talking before we went on the show. Number 12, Maddox Franklin, their quarterback, broke his ankle, I believe the same night or the night before we lost Rocky in a scrimmage.
Right, which was 2 weeks before.
2 weeks before the season, and this kid miraculously comes back like week 5. Right. He's been back a couple of weeks now from a broken ankle.
Yeah, I think it was cracked. I don't think it was a butt.
That takes
a long time to heal.
I mean, that's amazing that kid's come back the way he did. Now, the Dobbs kid and Robert Bailey have all year long, it's going to have the end of the year about the rushing title for this region.
Right.
But when the kid was out, Maddox Franklin was out, Dobbs was the quarterback.
Yeah, well, this is basically a Wildcat situation.
And they still run the Wildcat today. Even with this, they'll come in on short yardage or certain key situations. Dobbs will be the quarterback.
And they'll put that little Carter kid in there, number 35, 31. Yeah. And he's deceptively fast and tough.
One of the quickest players on their team.
Small kid.
Yeah.
And can scoot around pretty good, and we got to watch him.
Now, the fastest player on their team is number 1, the wide receiver. I can't remember his name, but his number is 1.
Right.
And he can catch the football. And he is a vertical threat.
Right.
Outside of him, I feel sorry for that quarterback at times because he'll sit there and throw it and nobody can catch it.
Right.
Number 1 can catch it. So you're going to have to be aware of 1, Dobbs, and 31, and the quarterback can spin it.
Yeah, he can.
But I don't know that he's gotten back from that ankle. He doesn't look the same as he did before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Yeah. It's amazing you're even back.
Yeah. And the fact that they can bring 9 back in, bring Dobbs in to run that Wildcat and put Carter next to him, that's a dual threat right there. That's a whole different game plan. And sometimes they'll pack it in and just pound.
Any concern here that I might have a little bit, and I call it big boy football. We've not played a big boy. You could say Wilson Central, but it wasn't.
Right.
You've not played against a big physical team like this since Coffee County.
Right. And we have had some, I'm not going to say easy sledding, but it has been.
And therefore, you've not had a game where you had adversity. You've got adversity in every game.
Right.
But this is a game where it's probably going to be really tight into the fourth quarter.
And I think turnovers are going to be key.
Turnovers are always a key in every game.
Yes, exactly.
But this team is bigger than we are. That's an advantage for them. O-line and D-line, bigger than ours.
Right.
However, our O-line and D-line are a lot faster than they are.
Right.
So speed is always definitely with our advantage. Dobbs is a big old boy. He's got all these yards, and hats off to him. But he's got compare him to Robert for a minute. Robert's playing half the game.
Right. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And he's doing it on about a half or a third of the carries the Dobbs kid is. Now, the Dobbs kid's not a burner.
He's carrying it 30, 35 times a game, and he's not that fast necessarily.
No, but he's big. And he's physical.
Big and physical. But I think our quickness can get to him.
Well,
if we can pop him before he gets that momentum going, I think that's the key to us right there, stopping him.
He worries me in the Wildcat as much as he does at running back, to be honest with you, because he can throw it. I'm not saying he can throw the football. Yeah. That Wildcat bothers me in this one a little bit. Yeah. That physicality, not playing in a close game for several weeks, bothers me coming into this one. Being down there.
Right. I don't think we'll have a trouble scoring on those guys.
No, I don't think they play great defense.
They're not great defensively. So we're going to score some points. The question is, how much can we stop them? And I think we're in a good position in this.
Overall, Shelbyville, to me, defensively has a huge advantage because we're better on defense than they are.
Right. We're the best defensive team.
Now, running the football, I'm going to be honest with you, this may be the best rushing team we faced all year long.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they are.
Yeah, I agree.
I believe they run the ball better than anybody. Overall, better than anybody we've played. They run the football better. But we run the football pretty good, too.
Yeah, we do.
The big other advantage on the offensive side, I think, is Stephen Bobo.
Yeah.
He's the better quarterback in the game. He runs it better, and he throws it better.
Right.
And
we got targets.
And he's got two major weapons.
Right. And
we got Bobo and LeBron.
Look, you look at our tight ends, you look at Jackson Them, and then you look at Maddox Wright. Yep. I mean, he's going to catch it. And then down the list, Chandler Jones, you look at it, we've got multiple targets.
Yes.
So,
and we've gotten to where, again, you want to bring the 8 and 9 in the box, fine, bring it. But Stephen's going to throw that football, or he's going to run the football.
Right. And I'll say we watch Robert coming out of the backfield for a couple passes in this game.
I think it's possible.
Because they do stack the box, get him on the edge with it.
Yep.
That could be big.
Or if you didn't even want to do it that way, bring Zimmerman in at running back and just let Robert go out in the slot.
Yeah. You can do
if nothing else, just take the coverage away. Maybe he's
what are they going to do?
Well, let Zimmerman run it a couple times, or Stephen, or both, and leave him in there. And then all of a sudden, you lull yourself to sleep, and then it's boom to Robert.
Yeah.
And that can be a screen that goes 80 yards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or that old wheel route that we've had trouble with. Run me that one.
Yeah. All right, Bill. Score.
This is going to be a tough ball game. Lincoln County's going to put up some points. We're going to put up some points. I'm going to tell you, Shelbyville, I'm going to go 38-21 Eagles.
I'm saying 35-24 Shelbyville. Golden Eagles.
Pretty close.
We're pretty close this time. We're thinking
they're going to score. We're going to score.
Yeah, we're going to score. I think we're going to score more.
I do too.
Now, if they come in and pound it and grind that clock down, all of our possessions, again, are going to be key. And that they don't want our offense on the field all night long.
And I hate to harp on this. No special teams blunders.
Well, you can't do that.
We just can't.
If
you can kick the ball deep, they don't have a lot of speed.
No.
Kick it in the end zone every time.
Absolutely. If we can't, we've got to get our coverage.
I don't want to give them the ball at the 40, 50-yard line on some pooch kick, some pooch play.
Anybody that we play here on out, we cannot give them the ball on our 40.
We can't.
Or their 40, I mean. Because that opens the playbook up. And when our defense is put up, if we start our defensive team at the 20-yard line and the opposing team gets it there, our defense is completely different than it is when we get it at midfield because their playbook opens up and that limits our defense on what we can do, how aggressive we can be.
It does.
So we have got to get that ball. Field position is going to be critical.
And I'm going to say this. The advantage here, Bob, you said, was our speed. Again, is going to be an advantage here. But this is a playoff game. Yeah. This is playoff game number one. The playoff start tonight. And they go into next week. That's the way we need to look at this.
Exactly.
The playoffs start right now.
All right.
2 games on the road. We won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Can it be 9?
It's got to be.
And it's just kind of strange that you're sitting here and we've got 2 on the road. And then, of course, they've got Columbia. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if it's at Columbia, if they've got their players.
Right. If they got their head on right.
They got their head on right.
If they play like they played against us, they'll beat everybody.
But I hadn't seen that same team on the field since, and I don't know what happened to them.
No, they vanished. All right, get out and support the Eagles. Get down there to Lincoln County.
Absolutely. It's easy
drive. Get there early. It takes 25 minutes to get there.
What was they call that field? What was they call it?
I can't remember now. The pit, yeah.
I think something like that.
It's I've got some other names for it, but we won't talk about that.
I got some bad memories down there, to be honest with you.
I know it.
A lot of games. It was always been hard to win down there, but I feel good about it. And again, I guess I should have mentioned last year, we struggled with them last year here with a pretty good football team. It was 29-22.
Yep.
But I kind of think we're a little better this year, and I didn't think so before, but I'm starting to think now this team this year is now better than we were at this time last year.
We're more prepared for a deeper run, I think.
I think so, too, because we're able to throw the football. If you stack, we're not going to sit there and just hammer it up in there. We can move the ball.
Right.
And then I think, again, you can't say enough about LeBron and William and being weapons out there, but Stephen Bobo's ability to run the football.
Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Because he's faster than most teams' running backs.
Oh, yeah. He's probably going to be the fastest player or in the top 2 or 3 fastest players on the field at all times.
Probably. I would say LeBron, when he's right, is probably the fastest, and then William and Stephen are right there, and Robert's right behind him.
Right. All right. Going to be a fun game.
Championship football
on a football field.
With a football.